All right, DIY guys, let's talk about a awesome clear coat by Tamco that you can order online. Or if you have any questions, you can always call Tammy direct or give her a text and she'll get back to you. They have a clear coat out of Virginia. They ship out. It's available in most states. There are some limitations if you're in one of the AQMD areas, and you want to specify that so that you can, specify that to her, or she'll know because she only ships to certain areas that are legal. So, uh, for instance, in Arizona, uh, we I really like using this clear coat. This clear coat goes on so nice and is so thick and is so inexpensive. Now, it's not a cheap clear, it's a inexpensive clear. We're talking about $150 for a kit. Now, it doesn't include reducer for this particular product here. And this is what does that say? HC, high solids clear. It's their high solids clear. It goes on really nice, super thick. 2 to 3 coats will get you where you want to be. If you're looking for that look of a real high-end PPG product, or a really good uh, uh, that look of the BASF Glycerit, or Species Hecker, or you want some, if you're buying that kind of stuff, and you don't want to spend that kind of money, you want that kind of quality that you have with those products or with Sikkens, you can get it right here, and it's a lot less money. I'm going to tell you about my experience with spraying this clear. I'm going to tell you, it just went down so easy. For an HS clear, there was no fighting with it. It just flows on. And what I did in a warmer day is I used half medium and half slow. Okay, but I would, using it again, I would probably just go with mostly slow, even because even the slow hardener, it didn't. Some slow hardeners slow down so much that they have a really long open time, and you're worried about stuff landing in it, especially your DIY guys who are working at the house and not in a spray booth or something like that. You're worried about those times when you just can't let them, you don't want a bunch of leaves and stuff to land in your material because you don't want it open, you want it to close up, but it's still a little bit sticky on the surface. So that's telling me that the product is still stretching. So it's still, and it did, and even after it was done, it was still flowing out and looked really nice. In fact, I was spraying the material, and I double overlapped in an area, and I ended up picking up a little bit of a run, and I was actually able to feather that run a little bit by spraying but underneath it, and the run actually flowed completely out. You couldn't even hardly even see where it was. So, man, I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for a good material, inexpensive, check these guys out. Make an order. You will not be disappointed. Like if you're using some of those other things on the internet, and you're worried about the quality and you're worried about all that stuff, I'm going to tell you, this is the place to go. If you're thinking, oh man, I don't know if I should try that stuff. I'll tell you where my gun settings were for spraying DIY. Okay, outside, not in a place where there was a spray booth. So if you are in a place, let's say you're in a garage or something like that, and you're spraying, you can't spray at a full 29 pounds. If you do, yeah, you can, but you better have a pretty small area you're gonna paint, because you're gonna have a lot of overspray from your spray gun. Here's some settings I was using on my. Now, if you want to spray without getting any orange peel, and you're spraying a lot of vertical surfaces that don't have any roundness to them, you really need a good spray gun. If you're spraying round things, a lot of times you can get away with a cheaper spray gun and still make it look good. I actually think that this product would actually spray with a little bit cheaper gun and still look pretty good. But if you want a good gun that's cheap, Probably the least expensive one of the Pro line guns is a Techna Pro Light from DeVilbiss. But I'm going to tell you what the gun settings were for this product so that you can kind of get an idea. Now, if you can spray at a higher pounds, you'll actually have to change this a little bit. And if you can spray at say 29 pounds, you could actually probably open this stuff up a little bit fat and go a little bit faster and get a little bit nicer spray. And this all depends on distance and your atomization and how I had it. I had this product at 5% reduced, so they do recommend putting a little bit of reducer in material. So I went to about 5% reducer. I think it says right here mix ratio. I think, yeah, 10 up to 10%. So I don't like to go all the way to the 10%. I mean, probably I could have, and it probably would have came out even easier out of the spray gun, because again, more atomization, more parts. When you're spraying, there's little dots that come out of the spray gun, and when you have more dots per square inch, that's atomization. The more dots per square inch you have, the smoother your finish is going to be. So it's not about how heavy you put it on as much. Some of that is part of it, but it's not really. So with this spray gun, I was going, I started out at 2 3/4 turn, and I opened up the 3 turns at 16 pounds. So, and my distance was very close, at about this far away, which is between 6 and 8 inches. And it just flowed on like butter. As soon as it hit the surface, I noticed it would just go through it, and you just watch the dots connect together and smash just a hair, and you could just see that material just flow out beautifully. It went on really nice, and the other thing about it that I really enjoyed was dieback. There really wasn't any dieback. I came back the next day. A lot of people, dieback is actually shrinkage, so it didn't really shrink much. There's always a little bit. I would probably like 2 to 3%, maybe at the most. Very little, which is very hard to even notice with the naked eye. So, if you're looking for something that's really high quality, I mean, cheap and inexpensive, you don't want to spend a lot of money, give them a call. I tell you, you won't be disappointed. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.